Welcome to Trivial Nonsense Friday here at the McTaggart Attack Podcast for Friday, November 27th, 2020. This is the weekly episode of the McTaggart Attack Podcast where I pretty much plan to not actually have a clue what the hell I'm going to talk about today. A lot of times I have a plan. There is no plan on Fridays on purpose. I just let it go for 10 to 15 minutes to vent for whatever I have on my mind, and hope that people find it somewhat entertaining or informative or something. I don't know. I was struggling with recording. It didn't sound as loud as I would like it to be, but I don't care. At this point, it's probably going to sound fine, and I'm just paranoid or something. I think it's all turned up properly. I'm still doing setup, and I've already decided to record this episode as is. If it sounds like crap, I don't know. I did everything the way that I usually do it, and it should be working, and the lights are fine. And like I said, it's Trivial Nonsense Friday, where I just vent about whatever the hell is on my mind. And I just had Thanksgiving dinner a couple hours ago. It was great. Got it from the Lebanon Co-op. Just me and my folks. So it was delicious. Love the turkey dinners that you can just reheat in the microwave. I don't really mind the pandemic right now, because it gives you a good excuse to not hang out with people, because I prefer the laziest option when it comes to holidays, really. Like, the holidays is just a time for you to hang around relatives that you never really hang around in the first place, so what's the point? Just, you never see them. Well, there's a point why you never see them, mostly because you don't want to see them. So now, especially with the pandemic, you're like, what a great excuse. Hope this pandemic thing lasts for a while longer. Am I the only one that thinks that? Am I the only one that thinks that? I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, love how hopefully everybody's having a very lazy, quiet Thanksgiving weekend, all right? I don't like this whole quarantining, social distancing stuff as much as most people do. Okay, I think it's kind of stupid. I think it's rather pointless. I just think that we go about it all wrong. We've been going about it all wrong this entire damn time. It's been mishandled from the freaking get-go. We're just so stupid. We're so stupid when it comes to this whole pandemic. With how we've handled this entire pandemic. We're so stupid. Ugh. Like, I was talking on Twitter with someone earlier today, and they were tweeting something about how they're upset about the government, control over personal liberty. And I'm like, I know what bothers me almost as much as the government control of personal liberty. It's the complicity of it from the citizens that bothers me too. Like, it's just, I think it's what scares me the most of this pandemic was how much control the government has. Like, I just think about all the businesses that have been lost in the country because of all of this, which could have been avoided, which we didn't have to do. We didn't need to do the stay-at-home orders or anything like that. I'm all for social distancing, and I'm all for wearing a mask, but just, I can do that. I have no problem with that. That's fine. But, like, I'm all for wearing a mask. You know, because that's what it is. That's what I think there's a misconception there. Is that, like, there's social distancing and there's wearing a mask. You wear the mask when you can't social distance. You know, when you wear a mask when you've been around someone less than 6 feet for more than 15 minutes. And then we have people yelling at people for not wearing a mask. Or you have people yelling at people for wearing a mask. Just wear one. Not that fucking simple. I wear one. I'm not saying I'm not going to wear one, but I'm going to wear one because I want to wear one. People are only going to want to do things because they want to do things. But there's a lot of people out there that don't trust the government. So when they say, oh, you have to wear a mask, have to do this. No, I'm not going to do it. You're not going to make me do it. That's the fucking problem. It's like when people are forced to do something, they're not going to want to do it, usually. Some of them will, and that's fine. I understand why we need to wear one. I totally get the fact about wearing a mask and social distancing. That's fine with me. I'm doing it. I do it. I have several masks that I wear from time to time whenever I go out in public. And it's just like, we need to stop yelling at people for not wearing them. Because that's not going to make them wear them. Yelling at them is not going to make them wear a mask. Getting mad at them is not going to make them wear a mask. At this point. They should wear a mask because they want to wear a mask. If they don't want to wear a mask, fine. Maybe they're right. Maybe they are. Maybe these virus deniers are right. I don't think they're right. I think they're wrong. But hey, you know, if that's what they want to do, then that's what they can do. And I feel like more people would wear a mask if people weren't so agitated at people for not wearing a mask. You know what I mean? Like, we need to stop getting mad at each other because they disagree with us. We need to understand the reasons why, because I bet it has a lot to do with how upset they are with how the government wants to control us. I can understand that, and I get it. I think that sucks. That scares me the most. That scared me the most about the pandemic, about this pandemic than anything else, is the government control and the complicity of its citizens. I mean, most people, I think, are wearing masks because they want to, because they understand that we have to, you know, because they care about other people. I care about other people, so I want to wear a mask. But there are people that don't give a shit about other people. They only care about themselves, so they're not going to wear a mask because they don't want to. And those people, you can have whatever opinion you want. I have an opinion of them, but it's like, we're not going to make them wear a mask by getting mad at them for not wearing a mask. So, just need to band together and not criticize each other, not get mad at each other for this reason. It's a health issue, not a political issue. Trump doesn't wear a mask. He doesn't like to wear a mask out in public. Sure, most of his staff have all been infected now. I think most of the big people, most of the people in the White House have been infected now. So that's pretty good, right? Those are amazing statistics. Still haven't gotten that sponsorship from Coke Zero Sugar yet. But here's Vitamin Water Zero. I love their triple X. And this other new one that they have called Ice or something like that. It's kind of dragon fruit. But I think triple X is probably my favorite. That triple X Vitamin Water Zero. The unofficial sponsor of the McTaggart Attack Podcast. on this Trivial Nonsense Friday for October 27th. November 27th, 2020. Did I say October earlier? I think I said October to start off the episode. I'm not going to change it now, but I've corrected myself if I did say October earlier. I think I did say October earlier. Wow. What the fuck was I thinking? Here's something that's pissing me off today. Something that cable channels do a lot, and I don't understand it. TNT showed Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and then Man of Steel. Man of Steel in the timeline happened before Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. So imagine if you're someone that's watching these movies for the first time ever, and you're watching Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, wondering who's this Superman guy? And then you see Man of Steel afterwards. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for clarifying. I mean, TNT just assumes that we've seen these movies. I mean, I have. But even when I have seen these movies, it still makes me mad that, that they're not shown in order. That's like if they did the Harry Potters. If they showed the Harry Potters on network, they show them in order. I think, for the most part. I hope so. I don't know if they do. But, I've noticed that they do that, though. They'll show movies out of order. I know that they weren't exactly sequels to each other, but, I mean, Batman vs. Superman takes place after the events of Man of Steel, so it's sort of a sequel to it, so we need to treat it as such. So we should wait to show the movie until after Man of Steel. If you're going to show both of those movies during the day, have Man of Steel go on before Batman vs. Superman. That just makes sense. I don't understand why they show the movies in reverse order. Then they're going to show Wonder Woman and Aquaman after, in order. But they're not showing, they put on Batman vs. Superman, then they have Man of Steel, then they have Wonder Woman, then they have Aquaman. Have the people who program these networks even watched the movies? Do they know that they're actually posting them out of order? I have to think that they probably are. Ridiculous that they don't follow these, that they don't care. I care. If I'm a viewer, I care that they don't show this shit in order. Show them in order. Why don't cable companies or channels show movies in order anymore? I feel like they don't do it. And they should do it. It's just aggravating to see that, how they don't show this stuff in order. Show the movies in order. Dear God, you can't just assume that we've watched these movies so we know what's happened, but you can't just show one and then the other one you can't show part 2 first and then part 1. You show part 1 and then you show part 2, then you show part 3. That's just the order of things. That's just the sensical order of things. I just don't understand why you don't put them in order. Why don't they put them in order? Contact me, McTaggartAttack@gmail.com, and let me know why they don't put this stuff in order. Why they don't program these movies in order. I want to know. I want to know. Yeah. Well, what the fuck else is on my mind today? I think I've already complained enough about my thoughts on the pandemic and how we shouldn't chastise people for wearing masks. Because if they're not wearing one now, they're not going to wear one at all. And by yelling at them, we're not doing anything to make them want to wear one. By humiliating them. They're not going to wear one, so what's the point of humiliating people into wearing a mask? Why bully someone into wearing a mask? They're not going to fucking wear it. I mean, most of them probably won't at this point. They have to wear one because they have to realize that they should wear one. But they obviously don't give a damn about anybody else, so they only care about themselves. So of course they're not going to wear a mask. And then I talked about the sequels, them not showing sequels in order, which I don't understand at all, which is stupid. That's all I've got for this week's episode of Trivial Nonsense Friday. Thanks for putting up with some stuff that you may think is trivial nonsense, but it's still important to me, damn it. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.